Welcome back to the Forensic Detailing channel. Do not forget to hit subscribe. Now, those that follow the channel know that I'm a BMW nut. So I've got an E36, lovely old classic. Yes, it's filthy dirty, but I love this car. Love redlining it around, blasting it around. It's not the fastest thing, but it's real retro. Love it. I'll probably be keeping this forever. I've also got an M4 CS, which I love, but it's too fast to drive around on the roads. Oh, doggy's just come in. Hello, Lola. Hello, you. Hello, Fitty. What you doing? Wigglebums, how did you get out here? How did you get out here? How did you get out here, Wigglebums? Oh. Well, you've got to leave me because I'm filming. Okay. I then recently bought a Porsche, my first Porsche, and I went for a 996 C4S. Didn't know much about Porsches. Was one of those guys that wasn't keen on 996s because of the headlights and just didn't know much about them. A bit about Porsches, you know, I knew the differences in models, that's about it. Sold the 994 CS and sort of regretted it because I thought it was a really nice car, but I was just struggling to keep three cars. Anyway, then I thought, right, I'm going to get my new car, which will be a 997 Carrera S. I'm going to buy one with a Hartec rebuild and then put a RPM Technic ducktail on it, HRE alloys, and do like a poor man's CSR build on it, which is like a modified version of it, if you like. Put coilovers on it and all that. Base car would have been about 30 to 35 grand with a Hartec rebuild, and it'd probably been about 20 grand to do all the upgrades on it. I'd spend 55 grand to devalue the Porsche. I wouldn't get the money back on it. So start thinking that wasn't a good way to spend money, really. And all this time, the guys in my Porsche group have all got, or not all of them, most of them have got a certain type of Porsche that I'll reveal to you now. So this is the reveal that I've been sort of getting obsessed with and thinking I've got to get one of these because they're amazing. So I'll show you the new car. It's enough stalling. It's enough stalling. Here it is, guys. 3, 2, 1. Can you guess what it is? Sorry about the wind noise. Here we go. Boom. So, what is this? This is a Gen 1 996 with factory aero kit, okay? Factory aero kit. So the key thing with this factory aero kit is it kind of looks like a GT3. It's a GT3 aero kit, basically, that comes on them. It's the same part. So lots of people with these cars, lots of people try to make them look like GT3s. So this car has... These alloys are known as the Sport Classic alloys. They're split rims, but they've been refurbished in bronze, which I know some of you won't be too keen about, okay? I'm sorry if there's any wind noise. I should put the things on. But I quite like these, but I will probably go back to original silver with the polished lip or painted lip, okay? Stock brakes. So stock aero front bumper, aero side skirts, flip-flop things on the side, which I really like. GT3 rear aero. I think it's called a Dantec exhaust system from like Porsche 911 or something. So really nice exhaust, actually. Debadged, which we're going to correct. Sunroof. Fairly decent paintwork. Fairly decent paintwork. 4 Pirelli Rossos with loads of tread all round, so the same tyres, not the best tyres, but they're okay. Decent paint. It's had some paint. It's had some paint done on it. Now, that's the good bit, okay? That's the good bit. Unfortunately, this is the not so good bit. So it's got a cage in the back. I'm going to just pan out, wide pan, so we can see a bit more. It's got a cage in the back, which I quite like. It's got these Recaro pole position seats with fabric in them, which I'm struggling with a bit. Let's get in the car, guys. It's got these GT3 kick plates. Let me get in the car. Oh, so I personally struggle with these seats. So that obviously has to go. That has to go. These, it's got Alcantara door doodahs. That's aftermarket. They've got to go. Alcantara there. That's got to go. Let's close the door so you get better audio. It's got some Alcantara pod, the instrument cluster pod. That can actually be removed, I think, off the top. It's got some Alcantara thing on it. That's got to go. That thing there, the airbag cover, has got some Alcantara thing on it. That's got to go. Anyone knows how to get that off, if that's even removable, let me know. That's a problem, that is. It could be a big problem. Alcantara there, Alcantara there. It's got to go. It's got a short shifter on it, a Porsche 997 short shifter. I think I just learnt today from one of the guys in the Porsche group, there's 3 different short shifters. There's 997, there's 997 GT3, and then there's something like 997 SSK or SKK or something, I don't know. But this has got it's a real short shift, really short. And it's cocked over to the left, which I was really worried about. You know, it should be upright like that. And again, another one of the guys in the Porsche group has just told me that it's probably been installed the wrong way around. You have to reverse it so that it's pointing up straight, because it's kind of designed for the left-hand market. I don't know. So it should be an easy fix to get that positioned properly. I quite like the shift on this. It's really short and it's really aggressive. It's a real like heavy throw, but it's really nice when you're driving it, when you've got an open road. It's got this GT3 handbrake thing on it. That's got to go with this soft Alcantara. So that's got to go. It's got this Momo, what is it? Is it MO7 or something? You tell me. They came with the GT3s. I really like this steering wheel, but I'm not too keen on this Alcantara, so I might get it retrimmed or get a leather one. I don't know. But I do like this steering wheel. I could go back to stock. Don't worry if it looks wonky, because that's just the camera. I'm looking in the camera image. You know, it bulges it because of the lens, but it's all good. So it's a nice. It's quite a small steering wheel. I'm not too keen on for some reason I can see the back of it down there, which I don't think you're supposed to. So I don't know what's going on with the installation of it, but that can all be sorted out. Now there's a problem here. When you click this way, it doesn't stay on. When you click left, it stays on. You can cancel it. When you go up, it doesn't stay on. And I think it's a really common fault on these, and I think it means I need to get like a new unit with all of the arms in it, which are 300 odd quid. But you can have a go at fixing it yourself, but apparently the fix doesn't last. But if I'm going to get a new unit, I might as well, before I do it, just take this apart and see if I can see what's broken and have a go at fixing it. Why not? Because that will save me 300 or 400 quid. What else? So, for some reason, the guy I bought it off did tell me, but there was a double DIN unit in here, an aftermarket one. He's taken that out and done a centre console delete. But this, for some reason, this binnacle here has got like an aftermarket paint on it, and it should all be whatever that is, charcoal, like a factory thing there. So this has got to go for me. I've got to get that sorted. It's got an aftermarket stereo, that's got to go. When you turn it on, you get all the nice orange Porsche lights. This is going pink, blue, going everywhere. So this Stezza's that will go in the bin. So we talked about with the Alcantara. This has got an Alcantara gear knob on it. That's got to go. That's no good. That's got to go. This has got to be tidied up. So he's done some sort of, he's put carpet in here, but this is like a different carpet to the Porsche one. So whatever's going on here, I'll get a proper centre console for it that's meant to be minus the centre bit. You know what I mean? I'll do this bit properly. What else? The front lip is down there, don't ask me. It just catches, that does. So I caught it coming out of Goodwood and I sort of pulled it off, so I've got to put that back on. That'd be fine. I will keep that on there, actually. These Recaro seats are going to go. I'm going to put these on eBay, I think, because they're track seats, really, or they're racing seats. And if you're smaller than me, they're all right. But if you're a big guy, getting in and out of the car with these racing bucket seats isn't the easiest thing. And obviously, if you follow the channel, you know about my kind of level of athleticism and muscular kind of build. When you have a barrel kind of chest and big biceps and all those muscles. Sorry, I'll end it there. Don't do humour. You know, so yeah, I'm too fat to get in the seat. So let's just start her up. What else about this car? It's on Olim coilovers, which are really good, actually. Really sporty, aggressive kind of suspension setup, but very nice. You can feel the quality of the ride. It's got sunroof and it's got original vinyl ceiling. The cage in the back, controversial, you know. Controversial, but it's probably the one thing that I might keep. So we're going to go more back to an OEM look in this car. I really like, if I just bring that right back, I really like this. I really like the feel of this cabin, and I like the gap under there because it gives you the feeling of a proper bulkhead dashboard kind of thing. Don't know, just I like that gap. So it makes it feel like an older generation car. I also love the instrument cluster on this car. Let's just turn this off so you don't get any noise. I don't like the silver dials though, because there's nothing else really silver in the car. So I'm going to see if I can do something about that. They feel like the original ones actually. I don't want to just pop off, but I really want to put black ones on there if possible. I don't know, when I take this binnacle unit off, I'll see if I can do something about that. Let me know if you've got any knowledge on any of this. Another job that needs to be done is the horn is here. So I was driving this car back thinking, what the hell is this thing here? What is that? Like, I couldn't work out what it was. And then I pressed it when I'm driving along and I was like, is that the horn going? And like, the horn doesn't work here. But then sometimes when you turn the steering wheel, the horn goes, like you're getting out of the car and it's like, when you, I don't know. So there's obviously some wiring thing going on here. Like, but how? You just can't. That's obviously to get it through an MOT. So it's like you've got a working horn. That just has to be fixed. There will be a way, and I think Danny was telling me there is a way of like wiring that up so it works. That is totally, you can't have a car and not a working horn. So that's got to go. What else? So it's a factory aero. It's a Gen 1 aero with the tacho, you know, lovely designed aeroflow spoiler. It doesn't really do much, I don't think. You know, it's just not downforce at least. It might be a bit of stability. What else? It's a Generation 1. It's a, you know, it's a throttle cabled car, which is desirable. Now, why this car? Well, first of all, it's got the 3.4 engine, isn't it? It's about 300 brake horse. Let's just start her up. Why is it not starting? Okay. There we go. I find it's got a lovely balance and just about the right amount of power. It's really well set up actually. I was just about to say that. It still needs a geo. I was talking about this earlier on today. It needs a tracking and a geo because it pulls, if you straighten the wheel up, it'll pull slightly to the right. If you let go of the wheel, the wheel will go to the left, then it will pull to the left. So it's like, there's something not quite right with the tracking, and I'll get all that done and put a proper geo on it. But the suspension setup is very good, and it feels, apart from that little steering niggle, it does feel really nice. So it's probably been set up reasonably well, and then just over the years, developed whatever, you know, that misalignment. It's done 120,000 miles, drove it back from Scotland, long drive. And really driving it back, I've just really loved driving it. Just the seats are just a bit of a pain for me. Yeah, that's the only thing. And so you've got an idea of the car. That's what this video was all about. I'm going to draw up a list of all the things that I've got to rectify on this car to get it to a good standard. I've seen the paintwork in sunlight and it's just covered in wash related swirls, which is fine. The sort of fine stuff that will polish out really good. It's had like some of the paintwork done on the car. In fact, I'll find out more when I go get it under the right light. It may have all been painted at some point. If it has, it's definitely not been done by a builder, but some of the paint isn't top draw, but it will polish up really nice, I think. I think it'll be good. It doesn't seem to have many stone chips in it and all that sort of stuff. So from a positive review, the paint is actually a lot better than I expected it to be. What about kind of other unknown issues? Well, this car has the double IMS bearing, so it was never prone to IMS failures, really. It seems to run very sweet. It doesn't seem to be drinking any oil. Holds temperature. The oil pressure seems good. It's got a K&N air filter on it, which is common for these cars, and that can mess up the idle a little bit, Danley was telling me. So it's a little bit of a less precise idle, and I think if I reverted back to the standard airbox, that would just normalise a little bit. But I like the way it drives, actually. I'd probably keep the K&N on there. I know a lot of people are going to start saying about it's hot air in there and it's not cold air and all that, but it's absolutely fine. It'll just need to clean the MAF a little bit more, because you get a bit more oil going through onto the MAF. But I quite like the K&N. You get that induction noise. Yeah. Brakes are good. It's got a new set of pads on it. 4 new Pirelli, not new, but Pirelli Rossos that have all got loads of tread. They're discontinued tyres now. I'll just blow those out. I'll just get through them, you know. And I'll put a decent set of tyres on there. The rear tyres are slightly oversized for the car, we've noticed today. Apart from that, what else do I need to do? Probably a service. It's had plenty of services, got a ton of paperwork. What did I pay for the car, guys? Well, let's talk about all that stuff, actually. Because sometimes you don't want to talk about what you paid for it, because when you sell it, you know, people are like, well, you're making money there, or you're losing money, or whatever. So sometimes you want to keep that quiet. But anyway, let's not worry about that. I paid $18,000 for this car, which I think is a pretty solid price. If you're not familiar with Gen 1 factory aero kit Porsches, what are they kind of worth? Well, the price varies. You can get them, the real, you know, bad ones, like probably for like 14 grand, something like that. Up to, there's one, you know, maybe up to 30 grand for Minter show cars with low mileage. The thing with this car is Guards Red is very, very rare. A bit like Speed Yellow. Guards Red and Speed Yellow are two rare colours, and they suit, I think, the aero kit, because it's quite an aggressive kind of sports car. And then when you pick a colour like Speed Yellow or Guards Red, really enhances the kind of look of the car. It works, don't get me wrong. I mean, Danny's got a silver one, and lots of the other guys have got silver ones. They look great as well, and they're a little bit more subtle, and they can still look good when they're all polished up. So silver was an option, but Guards Red or Speed Yellow, I think, was my preferred choice. This car came up on eBay, and I saw it, and everyone in our Porsche group saw it, and I just think, oh, it's too modified for me. The interior is too modified, and I just thought, no, it's not for me. And it was a long way away up in, you know, the north coast of Scotland. So I didn't even bother bidding. I forgot about it. And then I was just looking, you know, for Gen 1 Aeros, and I wanted to get one. I thought, you know, that maybe that red one wasn't so bad. And I messaged the guy who was selling it. Is it still up for sale? And he said yes. And then he sent me some more pictures, and the pictures he sent me, it looked amazing, like professional photos that he'd had done of it. It was like, well, that's really nice, actually. I can sort all these things out on the inside that I'm not too keen on. So I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna buy it. So I just offered him 18 grand, jumped on a plane, went up there, gave him the money and drove it home. I didn't even want to look at it, because once I'd flown up there, I was buying it. It's that simple, and whatever I've got, I'll find out when I get home. No regrets though, love the car, literally all the way back. All the time I'm driving it, I'm really enjoying every gear change. I'm really loving it. It's such an aggressive car to drive with this particular setup. But it's the interior is too riced out for me. These chairs are too ricey. Especially for a big old guy like me. They're just too ricey. I need a bit of OEM comfort, so I'm going to try and look at doing that. So next step, make up a big hit list of things to do. I'm also going to take this car round to Dan's Timeless Classics to get Dan to go over it with a fine-tooth comb, and I'll video that and bring you in, because Dan is like an expert on these cars. He's not like a mechanical expert, but he's really into these cars. Like, he knows these cars like I know my BMWs, you know, probably even more than that, I'd say. He's really obsessed with it. He's got 2 of them. And he can give me some good insights in the easiest way to do this. So we'll go and see Dan's Timeless Classics. I'll also do a first test drive on this car. So any of you that are into Porsche 996s, let me know what you think about this. And I'd love your thoughts on how I solve some of these technical problems that I've got. And if any of you got any of the parts original stereo would be nice. All that sort of stuff would be great. So any advice would be much received. Is there anything else I need to worry about? No. The good thing with this car is if it blows up, I don't care. I'm just going to drive it. I didn't want, you know, I'm beyond that stage where I'm looking to get like a concourse car. You know, probably if I'd have waited 1 or 2 years, a concourse speed yellow or red might come up, and it might be like 60,000 miles. It might be 30 grand, which is actually probably a better investment. But I just want a car that I can rag around with, and I'm not going to be too precious about. And I love this sort of thing, and I love a project as well. And I really think, I think this is a good example, actually. Yeah, surprisingly good. Like no chips on the glass, no curbing on the alloy wheels, new brake pads, relatively new tyres and discs. Very expensive suspension upgrade modifications, which are important. A lovely exhaust system, even the metal pedal cover things they've got on there. You know, they're like the old Porsche rip speeds down there. I like those as well. So I really like everything about it. I just got a lot of niggles to sort out. So let's turn her off. You're not supposed to just start these things up, are you? You're supposed to drive them. Never mind, it'll be fine. It was warm anyway. I've been driving it today. Let me get out the car. This is the problem. Oh, Jesus, it's hard to get out, but I mean, look at it. Probably looks a bit weird looking at it through this camera, but it's such a pretty car. I mean, such a pretty car. It's an appreciating classic. It's going up in value. That aero kit is incredible, and it's filthy dirty, so you can't really tell how good it is. Look at it. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? Where can you buy a car for £18,000 that looks that good? Look at it. And I love these headlights, especially the Gen 1 headlights. Then they just suit the car now. They were bad when they first come out. If you're not into your Porsches, you might not like them. But when you get into your Porsches, one more little peek, you start loving them. And I love the headlights. Not sure on those number plates covers yet, still deciding on those. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. Sorry if the audio sucked. Other than that, take care. We've got some cool video stuff coming back on detailing, so don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. We also do a bit of car stuff as well. So take care. Bye for now. Doug.